Good evening. I'd like to call the Water Board meeting to order for Wednesday, December 14th. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Mr. Troxel.
Yes, Mr. President. Councilman Rob Getzloff.
Present.
Councilwoman Robin Arvanitis.
Here.
Councilman Kevin Conley.
Present.
Councilman Caleb Johnson.
Present.
Councilman Thomas Schmidt.
Here.
Attorney David Austin.
Present.
Fire Chief Robert Patterson.
Here.
Deputy Fire Chief David Meyer.
Here.
Police Chief Pete Sormas.
Here.
Deputy Police Chief Steve McNamara.
Here.
Park Superintendent John Novosich.
Here.
IT Robbie Hansen.
Here.
Nice Engineering Neil Simstead.
Here.
Public Works Director Andy Hansen.
Here.
Director of Operations Jim Gorman. Town Manager Robert Volkman.
Here.
Recording Secretary Robin Teal.
Present.
Clerk Treasurer Michael Troxel here.
Thank you, Mr. Troxel. The Water Board consists of 3 members, myself, Councilwoman Robin, and Councilman Tom Schmidt. Kevin Conley, Councilman Kevin Conley. So at this time, we're going to exclude Councilman Caleb and Councilman Tom from this meeting. Minutes of the November 9th, 2022 public meeting. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 3-0. Claims, any additional claims, Mr.
No
Troxel?
additional claims, Mr. President.
Move to approve claims.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries 3-0. Any reports from staff regarding waterworks?
No reports.
Okay. Council members regarding waterworks?
No.
No, sir.
There is no old business or new business for waterworks. Is there any business from the floor regarding waterworks? Any business from the floor? Any business from the floor? Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned, and we will move into the redevelopment.
Call to order the Redevelopment Commission meeting for Wednesday, December 14th, 2022. The time is 7:03 p.m. For the Redevelopment Commission meeting, I will add council members Caleb Johnson and Tom Schmidt, and also our advisor from the Lake County School Board, Nicole Kelly, is here as our advisor for the Redevelopment Commission. Thanks for being here, Nicole. First item, minutes of the November 9th, 2022 public meeting.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. Claims, any additional claims, Mr. Troxel?
No additional claims, Mr. President.
Thank
So
you.
moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 5-0. Any reports from staff?
No reports.
Reports, council members?
None. Nothing.
Okay. We have no old business. Under new business, we do have a public hearing. Mr. Gorman?
Thank you, Mr. Connolly. This resolution, 2022-6, is the fourth and final resolution being presented tonight related to the Ileana TIF District. By passing this resolution tonight, you're approving the economic development plan as well as the area, which we have up on the overhead here. It's the green area. It's kind of hard to see. The red area is the Schererville boundary, and the green area is the TIF district, which basically goes along Route 30 from Austin east, basically to the Maryville border.
Thank you, Mr. Gorman. Mr. Austin, are the proofs of publication in order?
They are correct and in order.
All right, thank you, sir. At this point, I will open it to the floor if anyone would like to comment on the proposed TIF district. Any comment from the floor? A quiet group tonight. Hearing none, I'll bring it back to the council for consideration.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Schmidt?
Resolution 2022-6
6, a resolution of the Town of Schererville, Lake County, Indiana Redevelopment Commission confirming a declaration resolution and the approval of an economic development plan for the Ileana Speedway dash Route 30 corridor economic development area and all matters related thereto. I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Passes 5-0. Any business from the floor regarding redevelopment? Any business from the floor? Hearing none, this meeting's adjourned.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Utility Board meeting to order for the Town of Schererville for Wednesday, December 14th at approximately 7:07 PM. The roll call would stay the same as we had in the Redevelopment Commission. First item on the agenda is the minutes from the November 9th public meeting. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Claims, any additional claims, Mr. Troxel?
No additional claims, Mr. President.
Motion to approve claims.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Reports. Any reports from staff?
No reports.
Mr. Gorman. Mr. Volkman.
No report.
Public Works Director Annie Hansen. Our Town Engineer Neil Simstead. Thank you. Council members on utilities.
Nope.
No.
No reports. We have no old business. We have no new business. At this time, I'd like to open up for business from the floor. If there's any comments from the floor regarding utilities. Any comments from the floor regarding utilities? No comments. This meeting's adjourned. We'll move right into the town council meeting.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Town Council meeting to order on Wednesday, December 14th, 2022, at 7:08 PM. The roll call remains the same as the previous meeting of the Utility Board. First on the agenda would be the minutes of the November 9th, 2022 public meeting.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Next on the agenda are claims. Mr. Troxler, are there any additional claims?
No additional claims, Madam President.
Motion to approve claims. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Claims are approved 5-0. Next on the agenda, we move to reports, starting on my left with Fire Chief Patterson.
Yes, good evening. I just wanted to report that on Saturday, December 10th, we held our annual food drive to support the St. John Township Community Center. We were able to fill the entire van full of food that we were graciously donated by Target Rentals. And we also were able to collect $2,000 in cash that we're also going to donate to the St. John Township so they can use that for the food pantry.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Assistant Chief Dave Meyer.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Police Chief Pete Sormas.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Chief McNamara.
No reports.
Park Superintendent John Novosich.
Thank you. I'll give a quick update on the Pensy Trail construction. Right now, we're pretty much shutting down for the rest of the year and anticipate construction to start back up in early spring. The contractor has about 6 weeks left of construction. Pavement's been put down from Clark Street to 91st, and then from Ormond Park to 85th, a little bit past 85th, so that was good. They were able to get the surface down, fencing's down, but we still have that section in the center by the land bridge that's the most difficult to construct, and that is going to be redesigned because of the steepness of the slopes, and Milestone will start back up when they can in the spring, do some additional grading there and some stabilization so we could build a trail. And once that's done, they anticipate paving that in the springtime. But right now, we're still on target to finish the project by our completion date per the contract, which is June 30th. And we're staying on budget, so that's a good thing. We do have some allowances in case we ran into some problems, and we'll probably use those allowances for this section behind Calhoun Street.
Thank you. Mr. Simstead.
Just one report, Madam President.
At the November meeting for the Little Calumet River Basin Development Commission, we were approved for a grant in the amount of $340,000, which represents 80% of the cost of the Sunset Boulevard Detention Project. Bob and I were at the meeting in October, presented the case, submitted our application prior to that in September, and that work was approved, and we will proceed with the agreement with the Little Cal and move forward on that project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Hanson?
No reports.
Director of Operations, Mr. Gorman?
No reports.
And Mr. Vogtman?
No report.
Thank you. Council members, do we have any reports?
Madam President, I just want to make one comment to Fire Chief Bob. We attended your dedication to, well, our dedication to the fire station number 3. I want to congratulate all of you and all the staff members that were involved in that and getting that prepared. It's a beautiful fire station and will be used here in Schererville for many, many years. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. After reports, we move on to public comments regarding agenda items. We ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. Do we have any public comments regarding agenda items? Seeing and hearing none, we move on to old business. There is no old business, so we move on to new business. Item A, Ordinance 1989, an ordinance establishing compensation, salaries, and wages for officials and employees of the town of Schererville, Lake County, Indiana, classifying certain positions of employment together with rates of pay, repealing and amending prior ordinances in conflict herewith, and declaring that an emergency exists.
Thank you, Madam President. This is the salary ordinance that's on the December agenda every year. It does include a 4% increase across the board from the current salary ordinance, and it's on the agenda tonight for your approval and adoption.
Thank you.
Madam President, Ordinance 1989, I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Madam President, I move to adopt. Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is adopted 5-0. Item B, Ordinance 1990, an ordinance amending Town Ordinance Number 1589, being an ordinance establishing an activities fee schedule for the Town Department of Parks and Recreation and all matters related thereto, and repealing all town code sections or town ordinance or part thereof in conflict herewith.
Thank you, Madam President. Yeah, just like you said, this is an ordinance establishing an updated fee schedule for park board, or for park department activities. The park board at their last meeting passed a resolution recommending these changes for the town council's approval tonight.
Madam President, move to approve ordinance 1990.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Motion is approved 5-0.
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved 5-0. Item C, Resolution 2022-18, a resolution of the Town Council of the Town of Schererville, Lake County, Indiana, establishing a municipal riverfront development project area in the Town of Schererville, designating the boundaries thereof and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, Madam President. Yeah, this is a resolution that defines the municipal riverfront district. That we actually have that district outlined on your screen in front of you. Basically, the riverfront, the state allows municipalities with, or towns with rivers in their area to develop it to help promote economic development. Obviously, the town of Schererville does not have a river, but they also have the state does not have definition of a river. And some of the towns and communities are taking advantage of that, and we're one of them. So up on the screen, basically, we're using the Schererville ditch, and which is the blue line, which is kind of hard to see. It's directly in the center of the two purple lines. The purple lines represent the development area for that riverfront district. And it's basically 1,500 feet on either side of the Schererville ditch. So why we're establishing this district is because the state only allows us to have a certain amount of liquor license based on our population through the census. So this is an opportunity for economic development for small communities that are, not able to, if you want to spur economic development, you got to bring restaurants in. So some of the restaurants can come into town if they're within this riverfront district, and they could apply for a liquor license, and it would have to go through the town council. They would apply directly to the state of the ATC, Alcohol and Tobacco Commission, and they'd have to get approved through them. So what you have in front of you tonight is just the establishment of the district. Does not allow us to, give liquor licenses out until we go through all the steps. So tonight is just establishing that district. So it basically goes from Austin Avenue on the east side all the way to basically the Dyer border using the Schererville ditch. Also, there's a lot of stipulations in here where you cannot issue a liquor license for any property within 200 feet of a school, within 200 feet of a church. So there are rules and regs that go along with this, but tonight is just the first stage of just defining that area.
And if I could, just as we properly define this, since we don't have a river in Schererville, a natural waterway would qualify. And to reiterate what you said, the Schererville ditch does qualify for us to use this legislation. And the town would not apply for the liquor license. We're just laying the foundation, as you said, Mr.
Yes.
Gorman, in the territory. The business itself would have to apply, and the license would have to stay at that location. It cannot be moved, it cannot be sold.
That is correct.
And I'm looking at it, but I think it's a wonderful program, first of all. I think it should really be scaled to our downtown area only, because those are the areas that we really need redevelopment in to bring businesses in so that more people come into the downtown area. So I know it goes up onto 30 there, but I would like to see that kind of scaled back.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kennedy Avenue is part of this territory, right? Will we still want to consider including part of that area as well as downtown, or do we want to just focus on downtown?
No, we can focus on that area too,
Okay.
but
Do we want to also include that area along Junction that we're seeing the development on that area of behind Town Hall here?
right, because once the new road comes in, I'm sure there'll be room there for development. Am I not correct?
You are correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So right now, it's the Schererville ditch starts behind Town Hall. So if you went 1,500 feet to the east, I'm sorry, it would probably be from Austin Avenue. Of course, Austin Avenue and Joliet Street have a school right there, so
Right.
nothing would qualify in that area. So, Kennedy Avenue, the new Kennedy Avenue is going to be coming on the east side of the tracks that run north and south, so maybe we could stop it there and then have it all the way. So it would cover the downtown, and it would also cover the new Kennedy Avenue extension that's going to go from basically Junction Avenue all the way to Route 30.
Exactly, yeah.
Madam President, Mr. Gorman, will the Junction Avenue area that he's referring to, would that meet the 1,500 feet area?
Yeah, it goes past that, but that's basically all industrial right now. If you go north from the Schererville ditch.
Right.
Because the Schererville ditch runs right in front of Public Works and heads west. So it would probably you'd only be able to utilize probably what's on, north of, or south of that, I'm sorry. But
don't know what's gonna
also,
go
if there's a
in those
rezone,
buildings.
yeah, could be rezone,
I mean, there could be a brewery that wants to move into that building that's being built. Who knows?
yeah.
So, I don't want to limit ourselves.
Right. It would be in there. It would cover both sides of the river, the ditch.
So,
The way this is drawn,
Waterway.
it doesn't include that northeast side of Junction, though.
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
so if we wanted to limit it, Mr. Gorman, like Mr. Getzoff said, to a smaller version, you would have to redraw the proposal here and have it at a future meeting.
Yeah, we'd have to redo that as well as the legal description. Yep, we can do that.
So you need definition from us as a council here on what the new territory can agree to?
Well, as a conversation, I mean, if you defer the resolution and then we reconvene with the new boundary, it would be on the next agenda or the one after, whatever you guys prefer.
I feel like we got to agree as a council here what we're telling them to draw. I don't want them to keep drawing maps and we say, no, you
Right.
got to change it a little bit here. No, you got to change it a little bit there.
But
So we're agreed to go
to the-
west
to the track.
to the tracks. And we want to extend it a little bit further northeast of Junction, just to include that little bit of new development there.
Right.
Anything else that we're changing? Are we pulling off of US 30?
Yes.
Because right now it goes all the way to the US 30 border on the south side. Are we pulling off
Well, what-
500 feet or whatever?
Like Jim said, though, I think, didn't you state, Jim, if we take it up to Austin all the way to St. Michael's, Anna Street right there? Is that what we were saying, talking about? Because then the school's there and they can't do anything with it. Is that correct?
Exactly. We stopped Route 30 because that's outside of the redevelopment area. I also forgot to mention that this riverfront district has to be in a redevelopment area, which is for Kennedy Avenue.
Okay,
Okay. Then I'm good with it, as the south border is fine with me.
right. Okay.
So we're looking for a motion to defer.
Yes, so Madam President, I will make that motion to defer Resolution 2022-19. I'm sorry, 2022-18.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second to defer. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
I guess I have a question. Don't we just deny it because it's drawn improperly now? Deferring it means we have to vote on what's drawn and presented.
Mr. Austin?
You can rescind
I'm sorry, Madam
and repeal if in fact the change is made. You don't need to do anything tonight, really. There's no action by a deferral.
So we're,
And it sounds like directions have been given.
Okay,
so we're carrying on with the deferral.
that's fine, I guess.
Motion is deferred, carried 5-0. Thank you. Item D, Resolution 2022-19, a resolution to transfer funds within a category of appropriations.
Yes, Madam President, thank you. As you just read the title, that this is a transfer of funds within the category of appropriations. Almost all of these are to settle up our end-of-year stuff for all the funds that we have. So we believe we got everything cleared up. There might be one or two that we need to do once we find out what happens next week or two with expenses, but this is 99% of what we need to do for year end.
Motion to approve Resolution 2022-19.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Item E, consider acceptance of donations in the amount of $1,720.
Yes, Madam President, I'll read these. We received in our animal control donation fund from the law offices of Robin Remley LLC, $300. Also, to the Police K-9 donation fund, we received 3 donations, one from M&M Car Care Center for $700, Patricia Kugia, $700, and the Schererville Police Department, Val Sesek, $5, for a total of $1,405 for K-9 donations. To our police equipment donation fund, donator Corset Ordon donated $15. Total monetary donations, $1,720 for the month of November.
Motion to
President,
approve.
motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Next, we have a swearing-in ceremony, swearing in of our newly elected officials. Mr. Troxel, our clerk treasurer, will you swear in Kevin Conley, Ward 2 Councilman, and Tom Schmidt, Ward 4 Councilman.
I'd be honored to.
I feel like we should get out from behind. No? I don't know. I don't know. In case they're taking pictures, I don't want to be standing behind them like a...
You can come sit over here.
I just moved my chair. Yeah, there you go. Are we standing?
I'll take the pictures.
I state your name.
I, Kevin Connolly,
Solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and diligently
diligently
discharge the duties of office
discharge the duties of office
of the Schererville Town Council Member, Ward 2,
of the Schererville Town Council, Ward 2,
according to law
according to law,
and to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
I know.
Next. Councilman Thomas Schmidt. Okay, raise your hand. I state your name. I, Thomas. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of Indiana. And I will faithfully. Impartially. And diligently. Discharge the duties of the office. Of Schererville Town Council Member, Ward 4. According to the law. And to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations, gentlemen. Do we have any business from the floor? We ask that you limit your comment to 3 minutes. Any business from the floor? Seeing and hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.